Hey folks, we're back again for week number 6 of the 9. Now, at this stage, you should have the basics 100% working in your favor. You should have your breakfast down, you should have changed over your lunch and your dinner meals. You should be understanding the concept of the good carbs and kind of less starchy carbs. Our snack ideas are beginning to kind of take hold. But we're definitely coming into that season. We all know that season where suddenly there's a lot more liquid calories coming into the body, more so than there probably has been all year. And the problem is calories are calories are calories, they add up. Now, we did talk last time about how do I buy back calories, or how, if I'm going out on a Saturday, what can I do on the Thursday and Friday to, as best we can, offset some of the damage that we would do through calories. And that's a great tactic and it works really, really well. But when we're out, and this is just actually came up in one of our in-coach sessions, but one of you guys there during the week, when you're out, if you gorge and then throw a heap of points on top of it, now we've got a problem. Because no matter how much of a deficit you were in from what you did on a Thursday and a Friday, because you've absolutely gorged, and then there's points and everything else in on top of it, you're just in a massive surplus again. And then that doesn't really bode well if you're trying to stay lean and feel good and not bloated and everything else over the Christmas. So simple rule that we're going to put in place. It's the concept of 80%. 70 to 80%. It's a really good way of looking at your food consumption. So when you're out and you're doing these meals and you're going for those brunches and lunches and work events, and 70% to 80% is all you're thinking. And what I mean by that is, obviously these work lunches, we're going out for lunch, work lunch paid for by the boss, or we're going out to our Christmas party, or the lads or the girls night out, we're going for dinner. Only eat to 70 to 80% capacity. So when you look at your plates, including, starters maybe not because there's only a couple of bites, but certainly when it comes to your main meal and your dessert, there should be about 20% left on the plate. Now, you may think that's a bit harsh, but remember, it's very easy to consume 7-8 drinks in a night if you're doing a work night. And if we're saying each one of those drinks are anywhere from 110 to 180, 190 calories, it adds up. So anything that we can do to offset that is what we need to do if your goal is to stay healthy and stay relatively lean over the coming weeks, because we're in the thick of it now. We've got 3 weeks until we're wearing the fat pants and gorging on turkey. Do you know what I mean? So we don't want to get to that stage and be sick of food and drink. We actually want Christmas Day to be the gorge, if you want to put it that way, or the time where you're enjoying everything. You're having the desserts, you're having the chocolate, you'll have a drink or two. Of course, we're not going to drink excessively because that isn't good for anybody, but you'll have the drink or two. But leading up to that, why would we not try put something in place whereby we're enjoying things, but we're not gorging, we're not doing the pig on it, we're not just being fucking ridiculous with our choices. And I'm hoping you guys are taking some of this on board, because for making it very black and white, you're paying for training. The training will only be a benefit if the body can do it, if the body's fueled well enough. And you can overfuel a body. What I mean by that is, you can eat too much where you feel heavy and staunch and you just feel a bit gassed in some of your fucking workouts, and you just feel a bit shitty. So we want to avoid all that over the next 3 weeks. Okay, so this week, coming into next week, when all the parties are kicking off, myself included, I have 2 work nights and a lads night out in the next 10 days. So 70 to 80% is going to be in the forefront of my mind when I'm out on those nights. Okay, please take some of these instructions, because if you don't, you're going to be in a shit place in January. And there's nothing worse than going, I had the chance to fix or at least address this and I just didn't do it, and now look where I am. That's awful. It's an awful feeling, certainly when it comes to your fitness and your wellness and your health. Okay, so if you haven't already, get on board. This is a call to every single one of you guys. Get on board, make the changes, do what you need to do to stay in line. We've got 3 weeks to go, and then we can go all in on Christmas Day. Take it on board.